as it's time to close out the year that was 2021 with a bang or a whimper, it's time to see if we passed our 2021 New Year gaming resolutions or not. So, do you guys want to run through? I'll bring it up on the screen, but run through what the resolutions are.
I'm scared.
Yeah, well, I'll wait for it to come up first.
Well, no, I was trying to get you to fill in the dead air, and I said, "Do I need to write a note down to remind you?" And you said, "No, I got it, boy. I got it." All right, I've got it up anyway.
Fam, I gotcha.
So, these were our 2021 gaming resolutions. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through what the resolutions are, and then shame those who have failed and celebrate the victors.
Okay.
Victor, maybe. So 2021. So I had play Ring Fit Adventure every day, complete the Dirty Dozen list, so 12 games, very classic games to complete, and publish a game. Mike, do you want to go through what yours were?
Yes, so my 2021 resolutions were, number 1, to buy less games just because they're on special. Number 2 was to play less games in general. And number 3 was to make a game.
Yep.
Pretty good resolutions, I'd say.
Yeah, and my resolutions were to complete 100% of achievements in the Assassin's Creed series that I hadn't done yet, complete all single-player Final Fantasy games that I hadn't done before, and reach an achievement completion total of 250 RPGs, which was essentially an increase of 31 games.
And I have already done my review of our resolutions, which is mine are too ambitious, Mike's are too ambiguous, and Swinny's are too non-resolution-y. Like, just what you normally do is not a resolution.
Not what I normally do, but ramped up. So.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, you'll see.
But look, I gotta bring you down a little bit to lift you up. We'll get into that. So
it's all relative.
How do we want to? Do we want to just like go through each person's or do a round?
I think we go by person. I think
let's go by person.
Let's just go by person.
Okay. I'll keep it simple. I've got these pass fail things. Swinny's got these pass fail and half pass things. I'll judge myself. So on the Dirty Dozen, I've got it down here. Swinny's got it down here. Some of these games, like, okay, by the way, I have like started every single one of these games apart from The Last of Us. So I've actually started them all.
Yes. So
I'd say that's a pass. No.
Well, I'm pretty sure it says complete
I
somewhere
have
up there.
not beaten one single one of these games in a year. That's a big fat fail right there. Boom.
Oh, well, no, you put in the result. I thought
Prime,
no. So you put the fail in the scorecard and put the result of 0 games.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. With
0.
Okay, yep, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Make it red,
Cool.
Swinny. I don't know.
Why is that green?
That's not right.
And by the way,
I guess I should do this.
Just in case we need it, if someone attempts to like pull a dodgy and say they've completed 1 and we're not sure about it, I've got this extra thing that I've put here now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I've cut off the P off pass. There we go.
Excellent. It's the ass.
I reckon you've done this for me, you bastard. All right, so that's the one. Now, Ring Fit. Like, look, the thing is, I got injured, so I couldn't play it every day, right?
Okay.
Too ambitious to say every day, but I checked where I got up to in the game. I got up to World 13, and then I checked how many worlds are there, and there's 23.
That's a pretty good effort. That's still a good effort, I reckon.
Oh,
well,
so
it's more than halfway.
So the metric is 23 worlds, not days that you've played.
Well, okay. So the other thing I discovered is that
I put a metric here. We'll ignore it.
So I'll explain. So what happened was I checked the Switch, but when you switch switches, you lose all the data. So I didn't have any of my play data, like in terms of the daily play data. So it would be like a wild ass guess to know what that was. Okay. I'll say it like this: to complete a world, it takes way more than like a day. Like it probably take 3 or 4 days. So you could do some quick maths, Winnie. So it's like
I think it's still a good result.
Times 4, so about 50, I guess. So you could say it that way as well, Swinny. So I guess it could be
one.
Like,
but would that make sense? That means it's what 1/7 of the year, which means you stop playing sometime in late Feb, early March.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so it probably is about that.
So
no,
do we want?
Say that's
do we
a
want?
fail.
So you're gonna put you're not gonna put like a partial pass. 'Cause you
Nah,
did some of
I
it.
could put a
Well-
P. Do you have a P? Just a P?
I don't have a P on me. No,
I'll go for
Photoshop a
Just the
P.
P.
I'll go for that. Now, on the controversial one, to publish a
Ooh,
game. So I wrote this, to publish a game.
That was
Game
ambitious.
published. Now, I should bring it up on the screen.
I
So,
wonder what this is gonna be.
hey, you can like Google my game. That's how like.
I
I know what this is gonna
I'm
be.
not
yeah.
judging. I'm not
This
judging
is
it. I'm just saying I wonder what it's
an
gonna be.
interesting one.
Wait, I'm trying to think about. I better not do this because I don't know. Like I keep doxing myself.
dox
recently.
We've,
yourself, yeah.
we've talked about it before. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Or, well, I'll let you explain.
Yeah, so I got Game Builder Garage.
Yeah.
I'm just checking my Switch games.
Game Builder Garage. Yeah.
Yeah, Game Builder Garage.
It's
And I
weird how we
built
forget that name.
a 2D Rocket League game and published it on a site that has games that you can play. And people have commented, have downloaded, played my game, and commented about the game. Boys, I'm gonna say this is a pass. This is a pass.
So look, are we allowed to play devil's
course.
advocates here? Okay.
Fight me on this.
So when I heard that resolution, it is not what I'd imagine as publishing a game would count as, if that makes sense.
Yep. And what do you say?
I was
to me?
imagining publishing it on a proper platform like Steam or whatever, or at least having it available as an exe file to download
itch.io
on
or
itch.io or something. But look, it's something. That's the thing. It's a good way to reach that goal. So I don't know. I'm torn about this one. I have to see what Swinny says.
What do you think?
Like
Swinny?
legit, I think it kind of counts. Yeah.
I don't have an issue with it because it's your goal, right? But can
No,
I
you gotta
ask?
judge it. You gotta judge
Can
it.
I ask? How much time did you put into that goal to complete it?
At least, at minimum,
A dozen hours.
an hour or so.
Because I'm fairly certain I'm like you got Game Builder Garage. The next day we had the show and you'd already had the game or something.
That's how quick I am. I'm famous for it.
Dude, you should write to Kotaku. They might write an article about how overworked you are in the gaming industry.
If you want to put it past, it's your goal.
No,
I
no,
think
we have
you
to. We're
you're the one
validating.
put you're the one putting that
this is
stamp down.
consensus. This is
You're the one
consensus. All three have to agree. Is this a pass or is this an ass or is this a?
It's a partial pass
pass.
for me.
It's
It's a pass. No, it's an ass.
It's an
I feel like
ass.
it's an
Sorry,
ass.
It's an ass.
Yeah.
No,
It's an ass.
Because it's an ass because if you had actually started a game from scratch, like that other game that you were talking about, then I think it's a pair. But because
right.
you kind of took the short way out, it's an ass.
I guess
Yeah.
you know. To be fair, I feel like I should get some points for the Ring Fit thing. So it probably balances out a bit. All right, let's get on to you, Mike. So let's go through.
Okay, so do you
How are
guys
you
want
positioning
the
yours?
do you want the long or the short version of this?
The couple of minutes version? I don't know.
Okay, so
Oh, because you've got the whole crazy thing, right? You've done the analysis.
no, I've got the whole. Do you just want to put a fail next to all of them? Because that's what it is.
Well, let's go
Or
through.
do you
The
do you want
first
me
one
to
is-
justify the failures? Okay,
Well,
so
try to
numero
justify the
numero
pass.
uno. Okay, let's go with numero uno. Okay, so number one, my number one resolution was to buy less games just because they're on special. Now, unfortunately, it turned out to be really difficult to figure out exactly what games I bought in the last year. Because as people might know, I game on all the different platforms. So Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, freaking
GPI.
Xbox, GPI, bloody whatever. That it makes it really hard. And even on PC, across multiple platforms, from GOG to Steam, that I lose
Rockstar
track
Launcher.
of. Rockstar Launcher, yes. I bought GTA
You did
Five.
actually. You bought
Twice.
it twice. That's right.
because I bought it
I
through
can't
Epic
say that as a
again.
joke, and you actually
Not
have bought a game.
Realizing that
That's
it
so
just
awesome.
it's going to run through bloody Epic. So yeah, so absolutely, that in itself it should pretty much tell you how well I did at number one, which is I bought a game on special which I already had. So now here's an interesting little factoid, and I want to be open and honest about this. And, you know, some people might go WTF, some people might go too much disposable income. It's not that. It's just I spend my money on the absolute incorrect things. But I put together, I went through all my transactions. So like I said, I couldn't figure out which games I had bought specifically, but I could figure out how much I spent on gaming in the last year by going through every single transaction on PayPal, my bank statements, my EB Games account, and doing a bit of forensic investigation on those. And I put it all together, and no word of a lie, in the last 12 months, and I need to keep this a little quiet because someone might be listening in on this, I spent $8,700 on game-related stuff.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. Now, to be
Can
fair,
I just say also, in Australia, we get taxed at the max rate of about 50% ballpark. So that
a bit less
that
because I don't
means
make
you've
as much. But
earned
yeah,
like $16,000 to
no,
then
it's not
spend.
quite like that. Yeah,
And
the maths is a
that-
bit different, but yeah.
That also includes console hardware, like
Okay, so
well.
so I
Oh,
need
yeah,
to
every console.
I need to specify
Still
this.
got
Okay,
spare
yes,
change.
yes. So hang on. So it might be a shocking amount, but it is what it is. That it's gaming related. So as a breakdown, you know, a GPU sets you back $950. So that's 1/8 of the amount basically.
No, once. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's
I
a
was,
bit
I was
more than
doing the
1/8, but yeah.
pre-tax amount again.
Then you know you're looking at stuff like you're looking at stuff like
PS5?
an Xbox that I bought. I think the
Oh, it
PS5
doesn't
fell into
count it because
last
you bought it the other year. Holy shit.
Yeah. Then you're looking at, you know, spending money on the analog pocket. So in terms of hardware, it adds up. Look, you look at $450 on the Oculus. You know, all of that
you
kind
returned
of
it, right?
hardware. I don't have my money back yet, so it still technically
Really?
counts as spending it. Yeah,
So you don't
because
have
I had to return it to the US.
Whoa, so you don't have it,
and it's
and you don't
Christmas
have your
time,
money.
so I don't have
Holy
my money. I don't have an
shit,
Oculus. I got nothing other than I'm an idiot. And look, in terms of the other breakdowns, I think the number one biggest culprit was definitely EB. That's because all the consoles, a lot of the games and stuff, I get through them because of price matching and stuff like that as well. It does include, I don't know if this counts, but whatever I included it, pre-orders for collector's editions of Elden Ring as an example, because it is money spent in
You get
this
a
year.
lot of those
so
like those super collector. You get like
not as
5
much as
of
I
them.
used to. Not as much as I used to. Absolutely not. But it does include the the $450 I spent on the best ever collector's edition of any game that's going to make me so much money in the future, which is Cyberpunk 2077. That they subsequently, for $450, ended up clearing them out for $150 because no one wanted them.
Mike, can I ask?
Yeah.
Do you think you spent less than last year?
Honestly, it's probably about the same, is the crazy part. This was so to me, this was actually a wake-up call. It was a real wake-up call because you don't realize, you know, if I look at this, Nintendo contributed 831, and that doesn't include hardware.
And you don't even
It's
like Nintendo.
gaming. And well, it's not that I don't like them. I'm just not like the biggest number one fan. But the problem is when you talk about 831, and sorry, that actually included a little bit of hardware because it included some Sega stuff that I ended up getting for a friend. So I'm like, do I include that or not? The controllers and stuff like that. Whatever. I put them under that account. It's little things, man. You spend $20 on this game, you spend another $10 on this game. It freaking adds up. When you do a breakdown and you look at this, it's insane how much you spend.
So the reason I ask is because we have to come up with a result for you.
So look,
Yeah,
the
it's
result,
Be your
result
first.
I would like to say is a big, giant, massive fail.
Can we put it in the result? 8,700.
No, it's negative everything.
That's the result.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
big epic fail.
Hey,
on
can
that
I
one.
say quickly,
Appreci-
Mike, if you
Yeah.
said to yourself, maybe this is 2022, I've got $100 each week I can spend on gaming, right? That
So
seems like a lot to me, by the
$5,200 a
way.
year.
That seems like a lot, right? To me personally.
That is well, yeah.
But
Yeah,
you would take a big chunk. You're in a very positive direction if you're doing that. You know,
Yeah.
that's a cut of like about 40% of what you spent last year. And
Yeah,
I'd still think $100 a week on gaming is a lot.
Oh, it's insane. It's a lot. But I mean, if you guys were to actually look at the stuff you spent on, when you consider amiibos, when you consider all that kind of, it's crazy how much it adds up.
Oh, but
to.
I'm happy with it. So that's the difference.
Yeah,
You're
I'm not
happy with it.
unhappy. It is what it is, man. No regrets. in
Yeah,
that
Mike,
sense.
I don't. I don't look down upon that like from a position of, oh, I'm so much better. Like, I have no idea how much I spent. It could have been close to that, could have been more. I don't know. All I know is we all spent a lot on video games.
That was just
It's a
Chemco,
lot.
$8,700.
Yeah, a
It's
lot
probably
of
Chemco, yeah.
a lot of Chemco games.
He's a line item in their
DLCs.
P&L. Swinny,
Yeah.
Swinny Costello, Xbox user. So number 2, to play less games.
So number
in
two,
general. What's the
okay,
result?
so that look, the results I'm just gonna be outright say I think it's a fail.
No, what's the result? So
I
same
played a
amount
lot
of
of
games,
games.
more games?
A lot.
Probably about the same amount as the
Same
previous year,
amount.
to be honest.
Same-
Yeah, I'd
same
probably say
amount
about the same,
spent, same amount played.
yeah.
And
So
then to
that's
make a
big
game.
Fat fail. So I too made a game builder garage
Did you?
game. Yeah, but I didn't publish it, so it doesn't count. But
No,
I
but
technically made
Mike-
Oh,
it.
you made it.
Mike,
Yeah, it was the demo one, the tutorial one.
Mike, okay, so let's get back to that a second. Mike, your resolution
Yeah.
was not to publish a game, it was
No, it
to
was to
make a
make one.
game. So
Yeah.
it was way easier to achieve compared to Integots.
Yeah, and I still failed it.
So you don't consider that a pass?
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
Because to me this is what ultimately I feel is the intent behind that resolution, and the intent behind that resolution was to actually make a game. Like, I'm talking about a Unity one, Unreal, whatever, anything. And even if it was some really crappy game maker style basic, I made a bunch of sprites and it's playable and I had an executable you guys could play, okay, that would have probably counted. But no, this is a fail. So total fail. Fail.
Tutorial made.
This was the year of failures for me.
I'm going to join you, Mike. I'm going to fail myself.
Really?
Oh, no, I like you
I don't
being an
know,
ass.
like-
No, I don't want to be an ass in the thumbnail. And then I feel the same as you. Like, my idea was like, I want to make, like, even if it's on itch.io or something like that, right? I want to make a game that people can play and criticize and say shit. I just realized I'm just too ambitious and too time poor. So,
Yeah.
Swinny.
You guys were very ambitious.
Yeah, very ridiculously so.
I was
Well,
ambitious.
it's really ambitious not to spend money. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was so ambitious.
I was ambitious in terms of volume of what I wanted to do, but not in terms of like, hey, I'm going out of my wheelhouse. This is all comfort zone, Swinny. So I've already talked about this on the show. By like just over halfway through the year, I'd already gotten all the achievements in the Assassin's Creed series, completed them all. I had to then recomplete that about 4 separate times as they added new achievements. So the result is 100% of the achievements for the Assassin's Creed series.
That's
Are you going to enter it or
Congrats.
do you want me to enter it?
I'll put the pass.
And
you can
what
put the
I
100 if you
really
want.
like is that there's no cheating there. It's not, oh, I completed them back in I don't know, August or something, and then I don't care about the
Yeah.
DLCs after that. No, you actually stuck to it. New
Yeah,
DLC,
and-
fine. I got to finish it.
Just like the Final Fantasy, like, these were the things I had to do. Obviously, I didn't go create a new account and complete them all from scratch. That would have been insane.
Yeah. No, that's,
The second one, so I talked a lot about that this week in our private chats and stuff. Complete all single-player Final Fantasy games I haven't done before. I ended up beating Final Fantasy X to midway through the 31st of December. So midway, on
So
the
that
last
counts,
day,
yeah.
I finished the game.
nice.
That was-
nice.
That was a hell of a marathon. Those games, considering I sat there watching all the cutscenes and everything, like they're so long.
Wow.
And
Because you couldn't skip them.
I
or 'cause you
never
wanted-
ever recommend anyone trying to beat 3 Final Fantasy games in 2 weeks. It is not.
I wouldn't recommend
uh,
people trying to beat
10?
one Final
And
Fantasy
and
game.
it's like I'm
2
an
weeks.
idiot. I had like 3 months of easy time to really play them, and I left 3 of them until the last.
I like
minute.
how he calls himself an idiot
Yeah,
and then
you
go
call
back
yourself
up
an
to
idiot,
Al.
and then yeah, can you exhibit
Tutorial
A
made.
and exhibit B? Tutorial made.
So my
Now,
last.
wait, hang on. I got to put a Phoenix right. Objection. Now, Mike,
Yo.
can you explain to me
Yeah.
why? Now, we agreed why this made sense before, but
Hmm.
there's new evidence that came to light. Why
Oh.
Final Fantasy VII Remake is not counted.
Because I didn't want to have that in
It
my list.
says complete all single player
Yeah.
Final Fantasy games he hasn't done before. Now, you said
And he has a
Does-
I can't
PlayStation
do
now.
it because I don't have a PlayStation 4
No,
or
no,
5.
no,
And we kind
no.
of went, okay, that's fair.
Hey, cut your shit. I had it in from the beginning. It does not include that game because
I
first
think he
of all,
did say that. Yeah, he did.
no, it was there from the beginning.
I know. Yeah,
and Final Fantasy IV the after years as well. Because first of all, I didn't want to play those games this year. I don't probably ever want to play Final Fantasy after years. Plus, the whole point of this was to experience the Final Fantasy games I hadn't played before. Remake, while is its own thing, is also a remake of 7. I wanted to play the games that I hadn't played. That's why I didn't also say, hey, it's the original SNES version, whatever. Like, as long as it's a version of the game, it's fine. And that's why up front I said, not Final Fantasy VII Remake. First of all, we talked about it previously. I'm probably going to wait a long time to play that until even the second one has come out, you know. So, man,
All the
it's
things.
a pass.
I'm giving it to as a pass because I think ultimately
there's no discussion.
it's the intent behind
should be
it and
ass,
whether
Yeah, no, it was all, unlike Mike, I made everything clear up front about what it included.
Well,
and
no,
what it
if you're
didn't
right,
include.
complete all single player Final Fantasy
Does
games.
not
Yeah,
include. I'm saying I made it all.
You need to have a
spelt
little
out.
one here. You need to have a little thing up here that says asterisk.
I like
Go
how
on.
I'm the guy that's got receipts, and I'm the guy. You guys have got all fails, and I've got receipts.
Hey,
Anyway,
this is a
We're just so
painted. This is a
losers,
painted
okay?
pass. This is a Max Verstappen pass right here. But go on.
all right, my last one, which I've already mentioned I've completed, but I'll obviously say
yeah.
reach an achievement completion total of 250 RPGs. So that was an increase of 31. I reached that
lot.
around mid-year. So
That's crazy.
So I
Yeah.
said, well, what is that?
It's amazing.
31, that's nothing. So I ended up
Yeah, how many
reaching
did you complete?
262 completed
Damn,
RPGs.
this is like a pass plus an ass at the end.
It's
a pass ass.
You should change everything to a fail.
Pass plus ass. Now, the benefit of that is obviously I'm going to keep playing RPGs regardless if I reach that 250. But what I wanted to talk about, so if you can scroll down to the bottom of this page,
All the way down?
all the way down. So, obviously,
Oh,
I
wow.
needed some
Proof.
receipts. So this is my verification of it all.
Damn.
Here, I've got all the 100% of the Assassin's Creed series and the ones I needed. I've got all my save files, the times, the end screens of Final Fantasy, and I've got all the games in my 262 total from True Achievements. This is where it's scary, is the time. Now, some of this is approx, but it's pretty close. I estimated it would take me about 1,600 hours to complete this. It actually ended up taking me, where is it? A total of Assassin's Creed 392 hours, and that's taking some time off from Valhalla I did last year, so it doesn't.
These are only
include that.
for 2021, correct?
2021.
Yeah,
I
okay,
had to. Assassin's Creed. I played 220 hours of that. I attributed 120 to last year. Right. Final Fantasy took me 190 hours. RPGs was 1,341 hours. So when you add it all up, it took me 1,923.
You were close
hours,
though. I mean, I look when you're estimating these kind of things. To be honest, it's not that far off.
which is a total of 80.1 days in 2021.
That's like no sleep. So it's like 160
That's
days.
assuming no sleep.
Full
Yeah,
days.
because it's
How's that even
So-
possible, actually?
Which is 21% of my total time. So I'm not, as much as it seems like I'm wearing that a badge of honor, I will just say the reason I bring that up is because this heavily influenced what I want to do for 2022.
Ooh, interesting. Hey, how many
So-
games did Blue Slime
that?
complete? Who's your arch
I don't
nemesis?
know. I
who
know
you
Blue
hate?
Slime. I don't know how many he completed this year.
You hate
but
him.
No,
Or her,
no.
or they.
The guy. They are awesome. No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I,
20. You've
I
said
will
to me
never-
privately you hate Blue Slime. You
Yeah,
wanna
I
get
heard
his
that
account.
you're
too.
just
You've,
you're trying.
you've reported his account 50 times.
You're just trying to just
you
make
have a
up for the
voodoo
fact.
doll with their likeness
No, I would
right
never
off
ever.
camera.
You're
I
actually
will
getting
never,
close to
ever
Blue
catch
Slime,
up.
though.
I
I
will
don't think you
never,
were this
ever
close
catch up.
before, right?
I will never ever catch up.
No, but
Okay.
you'll get it. You're closer. You're way closer, right?
I don't know. They complete a lot of games that are very difficult, and I complete a lot of games that are easy and difficult. So
Look, by the way, I'm thoroughly impressed by this proof that you have.
I do like
it's
this.
really
This is
cool.
good.
This is
But-
really cool.
Again, where is
The
Final
only
Fantasy
proof
VII
I have
Remake?
is if you want me to show you my
Screw you.
rental statements that I'm still renting because I can't get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Because
even
I'm
crazy.
spending all my money on freaking. Oh wait, hey,
That's
hang
crazy
on,
receipts.
hang
You
on.
can't afford a house deposit.
I've got something even better that's related to this. A couple of years ago, just before COVID, I bought a DJI drone. The Air,
Okay, but
I
let's
believe it
get.
was.
They're very long
No,
in the tooth.
related to this, just
go.
really quickly.
No,
I
no,
didn't
no.
bother testing it out. I also bought a Karma drone. Also didn't bother testing it out.
Okay.
Each one's $1,500. Guess what? None of them work.
So
at
the
all,
summary
ever.
of our gaming resolutions, Mike and I failed, bombed out completely.
Oh yeah, that's an epic. Fail.
And
Oh
Swinny
my
is the
God.
reigning champion of resolutions. Now, I think next year we'll have to put some point values on these things of like how much of a stretch they are. But
Oh, okay. The
anything
difficulty curve.
anything
The
times
true
0
achievements.
is going to be 0 in the case of Mike and I. So
Yeah.
all right, I'm a bit lost because I can't see my actual screen. Let me, because I'm actually showing it.
Well, it's time to move on to our 2022 resolutions.
Yeah, let's go